Let me introduce you to a North Country resident named Regina. She's originally from Puerto Rico, but says she's no longer Puerto Rican.
I'm no longer Puerto Rican, I'm a Puerto Rican. That's a term I made up.
She's lived here in the North Country for a while now.
I moved to this beautiful area 25 years ago in December. So 24 and almost 25 years. Yep.
She is the owner of Vida Restaurant and a pastor at a church connected to the restaurant called Nueva Vida Christian Church, meshing the North Country with Hispanic heritage.
It means loving this area, being able to appreciate the blessings that we have here without losing who we are. So we have the restaurant Vida Vida that is open mainly so people have a home away from home. The same with the church is to be able to provide people that are lonely, that are away, a place that they can have freedom to speak their language, experience the culture. We worship very loudly. We are very rowdy in our worship. And it's just a typical thing of not only Puerto Rican, just Hispanics in general in our celebration of who God is.
Everything in the church and the restaurant is bilingual.
Like I'm fully bilingual with my little accent. That people say you have an accent. I'm like, no, you do. I don't have an accent.
Well, she says the message of a service obviously doesn't change due to a language. She says the experience can.
I can comprehend and enjoy the Word of God in English too, but there's something about worshiping in your language. It's just, you can express yourself like a lot more. In my church, we have people from Ecuador, Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and we had people from the Dominican Republic. And even though we all speak Spanish, we have our little words that are different. So I could be like, for example, I preach mainly in English and it's translated to Spanish. So I could be speaking English and I just want to say something. So I go in Spanish. I just start speaking Spanish. It's an emotional thing. You can relate your message.
She explained that this can be a particularly important experience for multicultural families.
An English-speaking partner, and then we have the other partner that speak Spanish as a primary language, but they also speak English because they had to communicate somehow. So when we come to worship and we are able to bring both of the languages together to do the same thing in the same place at the same time. It's just something that just unites people a lot more than just doing it separate.
Admittedly, when I walked into a restaurant that was also a church, I found it a weird combination, but Regina made it clear why this duo under the same roof makes sense.
Any people that immigrate to another country, those are the basic things that they can take with them. You cannot take your house, you cannot take your furniture, you cannot take your whole family, but you can take that idea of what our food is. And if an American goes to another country, they're not going to stop eating what they eat here. They want a cheeseburger because that's, it speaks to you. And the same about religion or Christianity is that private thing that nobody can touch. You can come to me and you can say, hey, you're not going to do this, do that. You cannot do this, do that. But you cannot tell me how to worship my Lord. It's something that I'm going to do freely and that I don't need you to do it. I can do it on my own.
The restaurant, the church, and Regina, bringing Hispanic heritage and a little bit of Puerto Rico